Alright, so I'm here in front of 20XX. Is that how you actually say it?
So you can say 20XX or 20XDX. Either's totally fine.
It is a, let's see, I'm trying to think of how to describe this without using that other game's name to describe it, and I don't know how I can do that.
I just use it.
Okay.
I don't dance around.
There you go. It's basically a Mega Man successor.
It's co-op roguelike Mega Man X.
There you go. But that's why it's XX, because there's two people.
There you go.
Anyway, so it's a great little game. We were playing a little bit earlier. You've got two characters. One's got a melee weapon.
Yep, so beam sword versus like buster arm gun thing.
There you go. And they both can charge up. You run around, you jump. There's air dash, there's side dash. It's not in anything. Does it have a storyline that's similar to? Or,
it does. So there is a story about humanity having basically been destroyed, and these people being its last attempted maybe saviors if anybody's actually left. But it's not really fleshed out just yet. So for all intents and purposes, maybe there's a story.
All right. So we look forward to hearing about it. That's what I'm going to say. I began to wonder about your programming techniques, since you're basically like, yeah, I don't remember why I did this. This is terrible. Oh my God, that's way too many shots. I'm going to change that later. It was entertaining, to say the least. I dig it. I really do like it. And to be fair, I was playing Mega Man X on my tablet on the way here from New York.
So you're probably part of our target demo for sure.
There you go. This is pretty cool. That's why we're here, actually, to talk to you.
Also, if you're into procedural generation, if you're into co-op games, if you're into Mega Man style games, if you like any of those things, there's probably something here for you.
Now, you said procedural generated. So are the enemies statically created in the game, or do they randomly show up?
They're placed basically randomly. So the way it actually works under the hood, we basically very, very loosely define what a level chunk looks like. It has some of like the basic platforms that don't move. They're very like sort of basic fixtures of a level. And then we populate the rest of it with different kinds of platforms depending on what level you're on, different kinds of enemy placements. So all of those enemy placements are relatively static, but they're chosen from a giant pool of like 100 or so per chunk. You know, our biggest selling points are entirely new, right? Like the co-op is obviously new. No multiplayer in Mega Man prior. The whole permanent death thing is a pretty big change. You know, the idea that it's not try a level with a couple of lives until you succeed, and then that level is finished forever and you never have to come back to it. It's, you know, every single time you die, it is back to square one. You know, you can unlock new stuff that can show up in the middle of runs. We're going to add some very, very minor permanent power with sort of meta currency, the soul nuts that you can pick up. So we're going to have those things. We're going to have all sorts of cool challenges and seeded runs and stuff like that. You know, you usually don't have a Mega Man with like leaderboards online. Well, we do.
There you go.
All sorts of challenges. We have a skull system, kind of like Halo, where there are all sorts of optional modifiers you can throw in that make the game way harder. It's to the point where if you turn on every single skull, like very, very, very good players will finish one level like one time in 20. And the game is just like impossibly difficult.
I like this. I like games that are difficult, challenging, and yet still fun.
Oh yeah.
When should we expect this game to be playable?
So you can actually play right now. We're on Steam Early Access on PC. We're technically still in alpha. We're going to be in beta, which means, you know, most of the systems are complete. We're still developing a lot of content, like cool features, like bonus stuff, basically. We're going to be in beta on September 15th, and then full release will probably be Q1 next year. Don't hold me to that. That's not an official quote. I know I'm being recorded, but that's not an official quote. But basically, it'll be done when it's done. But you can play right now.
So is this going to be available for Windows, Linux, and Mac, or just Windows?
So just Windows to start. It's the exact same thing as the consoles, right? If we end up succeeding on Windows, we'll port to Mac and Linux. Basically, Excellent. If we think we can port without losing money, we will.
Excellent. So guys, get on their mailing list or something and tell them put it on Linux.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Just tell them we want it on Linux. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. It's fun. I'm gonna just steal some space here and sit here for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Sword Coast Legends. This is Tim, and you're the card says you're the design director. That's big.
They gave me the card, yeah, so I suppose.
So we just got to play the multiplayer aspect of the game where there's a dungeon master. If you're out there and you're wondering, it's very similar to Neverwinter Nights, and this is based on D&D, like Neverwinter Nights. Mm-hmm. So that's not all that the game has to offer. You also have a single-player campaign. So tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about the multiplayer.
Yeah, we have a full story campaign. You can play it single-player, you can play it four-player cooperatively, and it offers, depending how much side content you do, 40-plus hours. It's very involved. You make your own custom character. You meet a bunch of companions along the way. The entire critical path is VO'd. It's really exciting. I can't wait to get people playing it. But then what you saw was what we're really super passionate about is getting that real-time DM as a part of the party in a way that's really never been done before. Neverwinter was a lot of fun, but it was a little out of reach for some people because it took a lot of preparation, a lot of time. But we have this more, you jump in, like you were playing it for 15 minutes, and 10 minutes in you were making enemy bugbears named Bob Dole, and
Yeah.
golden knights named Jesus to come in and save the party at the end. So
Yeah, I was being a bit of a dumbass, but I know you can plan ahead a little bit, but is it just like, can you just plan like an instance in a dungeon, or can you plan like an entire campaign that
Oh,
has
absolutely.
towns and everything?
yes, you can do an entire campaign. All the assets we have in the story campaign are available to you as a DM to create your own thing. So our story takes place around the city of Luskin, but you could take that city and make it anything you wanted. You could call it Waterdeep, whatever. You can make up your own city. We give you an entire map of Faerun. You can create your own surface areas, your own dungeons. You can create quests that tie them together and unlock as you're meeting custom NPCs, custom conversations. It's really whatever you want to put into it. We're hoping that you can create something cool. Then you can share it online, let people download it, and DM it with their buddies.
You also have a system where you can voice actors and that sort of thing, or is that not in the game, or how does that work?
We have voice over IP. We're hoping that DMs will embrace that and do actual role playing
Oh,
to
wow.
do things in the game that maybe the game doesn't allow for yet.
That's
We let
interesting.
you can roll dice in the chat as well. So if the DM says, "Hey, you're trapped here. This is here," and you can role play an entire puzzle, then move on. There's a lot of cool things we're hoping DMs will discover that maybe we didn't think of too.
Above and beyond the voice over IP, can you also maybe record a sound bite and have it associated with something, maybe a sound effect, or just some dialogue that's you pre-record and then give to a character?
We don't have that, no. But I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah, that would be really cool, because then you can I can see people probably modding that in. Above and beyond that, is there any mod support for people who want to make their own weapons or textures or anything like that?
So there's no offline mod support at this point. We just have the in-game tools. This isn't a game we're just releasing and moving on. This is something we're going to continue to support. We're super passionate about it as a community at our work, and we've been already building a community of fans and gamers that are passionate about this title, and we want to continue building it based on their requests. We have an entire list of things we want to hit on after launch, and we're already working on a DLC for Rage of Demons to coincide with WotC's Rage of Demon push, and if you pre-order, it's free.
Interesting. Now, one last question, and I think a lot of people already understand the style of the gameplay. They can see the footage on the screen, so we're not going to get deep into that. But how true are you guys staying to the 5th Ed rules?
So we were playing 5th edition with WotC as they were developing it. They got us involved really early. We had a weekly campaign going at work, and we absolutely started from 5th edition and built from there. A few things don't translate quite as well to the game, so we've made adjustments here and there, but it's absolutely 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons where we started.
Awesome. Tim, thanks very much. Guys, let us know what you think of the video, and when's this game going to be out?
September 29th, PC, Linux, and Mac. You can cross-play against all three.
Dude, thank you so much for Linux support.
You're welcome.
With
You're
Windows
the,
10,
you're the one.
we need that.
No, I'm a fan as well.
So,
Yeah,
all right,
thank
awesome.
you.
Thanks. All right, guys, special thanks to Corsair. They're the reason that we're here. Be sure to check out all of our coverage, and you can enter to win a Scimitar mouse. Just go ahead and click on the screen to see our Corsair video. Good luck in winning the Scimitar MMO gaming mouse.
We want it on Linux.